Good morning, teachers. It's Nadine, and today we're going to be talking about our active integration of one iPad in the classroom. All right, with our agenda, I'm going to be going over whole group, small group, and teacher tools that have been used in the classroom. I really appreciate all the teachers that provided feedback for me, as well as those folks that sent photos to add to this presentation. That really helps us all learn how to use this iPad effectively. Let's start with whole group, air server, and remember that's how you can project your iPad up on your screen. I had several teachers that emailed me and gave me their thoughts about air server and how they've been using it. Tacey Cullingford at Thompson Crossing has been using air server for reading each week, for the Reading Wonders website with high frequency words, phonics skills, for the stories, and also for vocabulary. Amy Lechuga, who's also at Thompson Crossing, uses it as well for Reading Wonders lessons. With the vocabulary lesson, she's able to pull up a workbook page on the big screen. It allows kids to use their finger to write on the correct answers on the iPad that shows up directly on the screen. The kids think it's very cool. Marlene Gilkerson over at Kitley will take a picture of the Reading Wonders workbook story, and she will project it on the screen so that she can help students follow along as they read aloud. One thing that I've definitely heard from teachers is that they love the ability that they can walk around the classroom instead of feeling like that they are being tied to their desk whenever they are teaching. All right, the next app is Stage Pro. We have so many teachers that love using Stage Pro, which makes me very happy. Jenna Swanson over at Arlington has said that she loves being able to walk around the room, and I know many of you love that. Lindsay Hughes has said that she loves using Stage Pro. There's many things that you can do. You can take a picture of something, write all over it, display worksheets, student work, and she's even used it for a lesson on teaching teen numbers. Don't forget about using Stage Pro for math. Amy Lembrecht has sent me some photographs of how she has used Stage Pro in the classroom. She loves to use it when she's reviewing a concept. The students love the interaction. If you notice down here, a student has the iPad at her desk, and so Amy had snapped a photo of the everyday math review, and then the student is demonstrating how they would solve the problem, and everyone can view it at the same time as well. She also had the students do a letter to a visitor who had came, and so she modeled that using Stage Pro as well. You'll notice at the bottom I have down that Carrie Fortner has said that whenever she has students write on the dry erase boards, she uses Stage Pro to quickly share student answers using that app. Megan Bangs over at Kitley uses Stage Pro to demonstrate drawing with detail and labeling. Says afterwards she used the camera to do some noticings and sharing of writing. I also know that there was a school visiting from outside of Franklin Township, and they happened to walk into Megan's classroom when she was using Stage Pro, and a lot of the visitors were commenting on how much that they loved the app and they wanted to know more about how she was using it in the classroom. Jessica Johnson, who's the instructional coach at Adams, has used Stage Pro when doing a model lesson about the reading voice and thinking voice when she was in Amy Lembrecht's room. She then shared her lesson with all the coaches, and Matt Nicewander at South Creek began modeling it in classrooms as well. So you're going to notice that they're able to add speech bubbles after they take a photo, and then they can actually type within the speech bubbles. Nicole Webb, who was where Matt did one of his lessons, said that she loves how you can type in those voice bubbles. The kids like seeing it big on the screen. And don't forget, this is very easy for the kids to use as well. Joanne Warner, the instructional coach at Arlington, actually used both Stage Pro and ChatterPix for a model lesson that was about close reading. She started out by taking the anchor charts and pulling a text from ReadWorks and she incorporated that to do her lesson. She modeled how to annotate the text in Stage Pro, which is what you saw in the previous slide. And then she used ChatterPix to explain the symbiotic relationship between the clownfish and the sea anemone. I sound like Dory. Okay, and so then she also differentiated the text depending upon the grade level that she was doing the model lesson in. I know if you're interested in using this same lesson that Joanne did, she's going to have it located on the T drive so that you can also do this lesson. And also, I'm sure you can email Joanne if you'd like to get this information as well. All right, moving on, the app Skitch. Remember, it's another app that you can use to annotate anything. The biggest difference between Skitch and Stage Pro that I always tell teachers is that Skitch can do a lot of what Stage Pro can do, but the difference is that in Stage Pro you can record your voice, and in Skitch you do not. I always get that question asked a lot of times, so I wanted to clarify. I have a lot of teachers that love using Skitch. Alyssa Short from Thompson Crossing sent me some photos. She used Skitch when she was introducing Writer's Workshop. They added labels for visual reminders of what Writer's Workshop actually looks like. And what's really great about this is that she taught the kids how to use the iPad and take photographs. So the kids actually took the photographs of these different parts of her lesson. So that part I think is fabulous. And she said that the kids refer back to this all of the time when they need to take a look at what writing workshop looks like. Ashley Bedwell, who's at South Creek, says that she uses Skitch all the time and she loves it. She uses Skitch, as you can tell, she's got some of the workbook pages from Reading Wonders. She has those up there, and then she's modeling for the students what they need to do on those workbook pages. Again, you're not tied to the document camera. You can walk around the room and interact with students when you're using one of these apps. All right, I'm going to ask you to pause the video for a little bit, and I want you to begin a discussion. I want you to talk about those apps that were mentioned so far, and if you've been using them in the classroom, I want you guys to talk, collaborate, and share some maybe additional ideas of ways that you could use that app in the classroom. Just be sure to document all of your collaboration of ideas. All right, next, moving on, is small group teacher table apps. And I want to make sure that people don't forget to use Quick Voice. It's so easy to use whenever you're wanting to record a student with fluency passages. When you get done, it will actually give you, the timestamp of what time of day that you did it and the date. So that's great for keeping track of fluency data. A lot of you are using ChatterPix. I love ChatterPix. I've got several comments from teachers across the district and how they're using it. Danita Mullins, who's over at Arlington, said that she's had students create a ChatterPix about the main idea from a story. Carrie Fortner over at South Creek has used ChatterPix for a Franklin Township project. Each group of students drew a picture and wrote a short blurb about a special place that's in Franklin Township, and then they made the building talk while they read their little blurb. Jenny Monday, who's also at South Creek in kindergarten, said that when her class was learning about careers and jobs and community helpers, she had the students draw a picture and then they wrote about what they wanted to be when they grew up, and then they took their picture and made it into a ChatterPix. It's great for speaking in complete sentences and oral fluency. All right, Joanne Warner at Arlington, when she went in to do a lesson in kindergarten, she read The Mixed Up Chameleon by Eric Carle, and then she had the students explain the lesson that was learned from the text, and she also used ChatterPix for the students to do a retell. And again, Joanne has these lesson plans if you're interested in doing this in your classroom. We have a lot of other comments about ChatterPix. Just everyone absolutely loves it, and the kids really love using ChatterPix as well in the classroom. A great one to use if you're not using it already. Tell a Story is a great app. Don't forget about it. Lindsay Hughes and Jessica Johnson at Adams have used Telestory with students to practice their fluency, and the kids really love that interface that you get on Telestory, very interactive. I have noticed in different districts that they're using the newscast feature to highlight events going on in the classroom. They could even do it as like a digital newsletter for the week where you could have the kids recap what you did in class. Very engaging, and I know that parents would love that too. All right, I want you to turn and talk again, so pause the video and have a discussion about the apps that we just shared now. You know, ChatterPix, have you thought about using Telestory? Have you tried using some of those in your classroom? Again, just make sure that you're documenting your collaboration of ideas. The next one will be activities and apps that you are using at literacy stations. This is what I showed at the training, and then I've got several comments from teachers and what they've been using in the classroom. A lot of you love Epic. I know you love Epic because it's those free digital ebooks, and I've heard great feedback on those. I like what Ashley Lacer from Bunker Hill put on here. Epic because it's set up as a game and the kids love it. We rate each book that we read, and it teaches them that it's okay, that we don't have to like every book. It's made independent reading time easier for the kids who have the wiggles and the non-readers, so she absolutely loves it. Some teachers have also been using the QR codes. They love using QR codes to scan books. That's Amanda Milligan and also Jenna Swanson. I also like that Jenna Swanson uses the QR code links for the fry phrases or like CVC words, different things like that at her teacher table. I thought that was a great idea as well. I did want to tell you that if you like Epic, there's a new site that I found out about recently, and it's called Zing. It's not an app, it's online, but they have hundreds of free digital ebooks as well. So those of you that love Epic, you definitely want to check that out. Amber Beavers over at Thompson Crossing really likes reading A to Z and having the kids record their voice when they're using that application. Okay, the next one is Popplet. And if you remember, this app is a mind mapping tool, and Julie Butts over at South Creek has used Popplet. She did it with a study of fall, and after learning about fall, they picked their favorite thing, and then they made a web with the kids' pictures. So you can see her example there. Just don't forget about using Popplet. It's a great tool to use in the classroom when you're doing any kind of mind mapping. TinyTap was that app that I told you where you could create your own review games or apps, but there's several on there that actually I've already made that you can use in the classroom as well. Ashley Lacer from Bunker Hill wrote to me and said that she uses TinyTap for reading intervention and also practicing math skills. Don't forget that you can play TinyTap games on the iPad, but you can also play it on the computer, so consider using that at stations. What you see pictured there is the most recent lesson that I have finished called Make 10. And TinyTap has now added where you can embed YouTube videos within your apps. And I found a really good Make 10 rap that I know that your class would like, so you guys will definitely want to check that one out. All right, go ahead and pause again with the video and have some discussion about those apps that were mentioned and see if you have anything to add, and just make sure that you document it. All right, the last section is teacher tools. And I have heard from a lot of people that they love Seesaw. They love being able to have that interactive learning journal. Some of the comments that we see on here, Christy Damon at Kitley, she loves the Seesaw app because she can quickly take a picture of student work and then she can have it in a digital format. It saves her from having to run to the copier, and of course it's going to be saving paper. Lindsay Hughes at Adams, she loves using Seesaw. She can easily and quickly send parents pictures of the kiddos and their work. The parents love seeing them as well. Edie loves using Seesaw. After she set up her class, she took a picture of what each student was doing at literacy stations and also took a picture of some of their work. She added some notes with the note card option, and she used that for parent-teacher conferences. And I do know that several of you guys used the Seesaw app when you were doing conferences, and I got glowing reviews of everybody saying how much that the parents absolutely loved it. And where Edie put on here that she has opened up Seesaw to parents, so she sent home the printed letter. And again, Seesaw is going to notify you anytime that something is added. Now I'm going to talk about this from my perspective. This is my youngest child, Mackenzie, and she's actually in Jenny Monday's kindergarten class over at South Creek. And Jenny started using the Seesaw app, and I wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like when the parent has access, if you so choose. So every time my phone would tell me that something was added to Mackenzie's journal, I want to tell you that as a parent how much that I've appreciated this, because when Mackenzie gets in the car, instead of me just saying, how was your day? And she's like, it was fine. What'd you do? I don't know. Or nothing. They're very, they don't want to give you a whole lot of information. Seesaw has provided a great communication tool so that I can pull it up and I can show it to Mackenzie and I say, hey, this was added to your journal. What did you do at school today? What can you tell me? And the conversation has been so wonderful. I love how Jenny has really integrated this into her classroom. So I'm sure if you want additional ideas of how to use it, Jenny can give you some feedback on that as well. And here's just a few more pictures. She had them represent that they knew about patterns, and they also had a fireman visit for the day. So any documentation is great. Parents love it, but I know teachers are really loving it as well. So Turn and Talk, I know again a lot of you guys are using Seesaw. A few of you are using Bright Loop, so you may want to talk about that. But go ahead and have that discussion now. All right, we're towards the end of our training. I hope you guys have gotten lots of ideas by getting to hear some tidbits of what other teachers are doing across the district. The reason why that I'm having you document the ideas that you share with your group today is because what I would really like to do is compile a big document, so as more ideas were shared, then you guys can access those ideas later this week. I will send out that document to all of you. I did want to let you know that I'm coming out to your building soon. If you remember, I said that I pushed back the Google Apps Basics additional support. And at the top there, you see all the dates listed of when I will be in your building. I will be in your computer lab that day, and I will be helping you out with that if you are interested in coming by during your prep. Other tidbits of information that I did want to share with you. I already told you about Zing, where you can get the ebooks. You get hundreds more ebooks. Zap Zap Math is a new app that I just recently found out about a couple of days ago, and it's actually in beta format, which means that it's a brand new app and it's free right now, and they're wanting teachers to test it. So it's a great one that you guys can try out in your classroom. I wanted to definitely let you know about it. You're going to notice the blend space icon down here at the bottom. And I wanted to let everyone know that I am adding in to each one of those high quality digital bundles. You're going to start to notice that there's going to be a square that says integration of the iPad. So I want teachers to know additional ways that they could use their iPad with those high quality lessons. All right. So just be on the lookout for those. The last two items that are over here, if you want, on my most recent blog post, I posted some high-tech fall party ideas that involve using the iPad. And also the QR code books, I've added books that are for fall and Halloween that you can use to scan as well. Otherwise, folks, we are finished. Just make sure that you did do the sign-in so that we have record that you actually attended the training today. And I hope everyone has a fabulous Tuesday. Bye.